Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We are going to begin tonight with the passing of an American patriot. Colin Powell died today of complications from COVID and multiple myeloma, a rare blood cancer. He was 84 years old. In so many ways, he was the embodiment of the American dream, the son of Jamaican immigrants and a soldier who rose through the ranks to become the nation's top military officer and later the Secretary of State. He was the first Black American to hold those positions, and he had a profound impact on foreign policy in both Republican and Democratic administrations. Well, tonight, flags are at half-staff across the nation's capital. President Biden said Powell believed in the promise of America because he lived it. Former President George W. Bush called him highly respected at home and abroad. And most important, Colin Powell was a family man and a friend. In a moment, we'll take a closer look at the illnesses that Powell battled. But we're going to begin with a look back at his remarkable life. Here's CBS's David Martin.
Already dealing with cancer, Colin Powell succumbed to the coronavirus this morning at Walter Reed, where he had been hospitalized since last Monday. The 84-year-old was a role model for younger African Americans like Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin.
The world lost one of the greatest leaders that we have ever witnessed. And I lost a tremendous personal friend and mentor.
He's not only a dear friend and a patriot, one of our great military leaders and a man of overwhelming decency.
Raised in Harlem and the Bronx as a child of immigrant parents, Powell joined the ROTC program at City College of New York, became a soldier, did 2 tours in Vietnam, and went on to become one of this country's most prominent leaders. First Black National Security Advisor, first Black Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, first Black Secretary of State.
So help me God.
He considered a run to become the first Black president, but decided he didn't have the political fire in his belly.
I will not be a candidate for president or for any other elective office in 1996.
Powell became a household name during the first Gulf War when he pointed at a map showing the location of the Iraqi army.
Our strategy to go after this army is very, very simple. First, we're going to cut it off, and then we're going to kill it.
Desert Storm, as it was called, lasted just 7 weeks. And in an interview on the 25th anniversary of the war, Powell acknowledged it may have created a false impression that the next war would be just as quick.
Do you think Desert Storm created unrealistic expectations about what military force can?
It may have in the mind of some. It didn't in my mind. I understood the nature of that war, how limited it was, and it wasn't a model of what we can do in every other conflict that comes along.
He developed the Powell Doctrine, a series of questions to be asked before the United States goes to war. One of them, is there a plausible exit strategy to avoid endless entanglement? Stands out as a red flag, warning against the invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq. Powell was Secretary of State then and delivered a key speech at the UN, outlining what turned out to be false intelligence that Saddam Hussein was hiding weapons of mass destruction.
Every statement I make today is backed up by sources, solid sources. What we're giving you are facts and conclusions based on solid intelligence.
Powell later told a friend that speech was a black mark on my record that will never go away. But that didn't stop presidential candidates from craving his endorsement. And although he rose to the top under Republican presidents, he ended up endorsing 2 Democrats who became president, Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Norah?
David Martin, thank you.